At intersections, look to the where first. A. Right. B. Left. C. Rear. D. Horizon. At intersections, look to the B. Left first. Intersections are some of the most common places where accidents can occur. This is why it's important to not only scan the road as you drive, but to make the proper visual checks when preparing to cross an intersection. The reason you look left first and left again after looking right is because vehicles on the left will be closer than vehicles coming from the right. In other words, you'll have more time to react to a vehicle on the right than you would a vehicle coming from the left. When driving on a slippery surface such as snow or ice. A. You must have four-wheel drive. B. Continue driving at normal speeds, but use caution. C. Reduce your speed by at least half. D. Reduce your speed by 5 miles per hour. When driving on a slippery surface such as snow or ice. C. Reduce your speed by at least half. When driving on snow-covered roads, you may need to reduce your speed by at least half of what you'd normally be driving under good conditions. On icy roads, you may need to slow your speed to a crawl to avoid losing control. Slippery surfaces like snow or ice make driving considerably more dangerous. Your tires will have less traction, steering will be more difficult, and skids are common. How long should you signal before you turn? A. 500 feet. B. 100 feet. C. 50 feet. D. 25 feet. How long should you signal before you turn? B. 100 feet. Your turn signals, or hand signals, are one of the most common ways you'll communicate with other drivers, bicycles, and pedestrians on the road. It is important that you signal early enough so that other drivers know what you are going to do and can react accordingly. At lower speeds, under 45 miles per hour, you should use your turn signals at least 100 feet before you need to make your turn or change lanes. At higher speeds, above 45 miles per hour, you should use your turn signals for at least 200 feet before you turn or change lanes. These distances give other drivers enough time to recognize your intentions so they can either slow down, stop, or change lanes as necessary. It is more dangerous to drive at night than in daytime because A. Wild animals are more active at night. B. Visibility is greatly reduced. C. Glare from the headlights of other vehicles. D. All of these. It is more dangerous to drive at night than in daytime because D. All of these. Driving at night is more dangerous than driving during the day for a variety of reasons. At night, you simply cannot see as far ahead and around your vehicle than during the day. That means you'll have less time to see and respond to potential hazards as they arise. If you can see an emergency vehicle with flashing lights ahead. A. Speed up to get past the emergency vehicle as quickly as possible. B. Pull over towards the side of the road, but keep driving slowly. C. Pull over towards the side of the road and stop until the vehicle has passed. D. Continue driving as normal. If you can see an emergency vehicle with flashing lights ahead. C. Pull over towards the side of the road and stop until the vehicle has passed. Drivers are required to stop and yield to emergency vehicles when they have their sirens and lights on. On an undivided road with traffic moving in both directions, drivers are required to pull over and stop when an emergency vehicle with lights, sirens on is approaching from the opposite direction. Which of the following will not help you avoid skidding on slippery surfaces? A. Reducing your speed. B. Making sure your tires are properly inflated and in good condition. C. Braking in turns or curves. D. Slowing down before you enter turns or curves. Which of the following will not help you avoid skidding on slippery surfaces? C. Braking in turns or curves. On slippery roads, your tires will have less traction. This means there are some steps you should take to prevent a skid. First, it's important to know some things about using your brakes on slippery roads. Coming to a stop will take longer on a slippery surface than a dry surface. If you apply the brakes too hard, you can go into a skid much more easily on a slippery road. Applying the brakes while in a curve or turn can also cause your vehicle to skid. When the roads are slippery, it is best to do any braking and slowing down when your vehicle is going straight as opposed to turning. Drive below the posted speed limit when A. Driving conditions are not ideal. B. It is raining. C. Visibility is low. D. All of these. Drive below the posted speed limit when D. All of these. The posted speed limit on any road or highway is the maximum speed you can drive when conditions are good. However, the posted speed limit is not always the safest speed to be driving. You can be ticketed for driving the speed limit when conditions actually make that speed too fast. Whenever conditions are less than perfect, you should reduce your driving speed. Striking a fixed object at 60 miles per hour is the same as falling from a 10-story building, B. 5-story building, C. 2-story building, D. 1-story building. Striking a fixed object at 60 miles per hour is the same as falling from a 10-story building. Hitting a stationary object at a speed of 60 miles per hour has an equivalent force impact as falling from a 10-story building, or a height of over 100 feet. Speeding and reckless driving will greatly increase the force of an impact in the event of a crash. Vehicle stopping distances never depend on A. The condition of your brakes and tires. B. Your driving speed. C. Other cars on the road. D. The condition of the road surface. Vehicle stopping distances never depend on C. Other cars on the road. The total stopping distance depends on the time it takes to identify and react to a reason to stop, the condition of the vehicle's brakes and tires, how fast you are driving, the size and weight of the vehicle, the visibility and weather conditions, the condition of the road surface. You are driving on a highway and your gas pedal gets jammed. What should you do? A. Shift into neutral. B. Apply the brakes to slow down. C. Pull off the road, stop, and turn off the engine. D. All of these. You are driving on a highway and your gas pedal gets jammed. What should you do? D. All of these. Having your car's gas pedal get stuck while driving can be a dangerous situation. It's important to know how to handle it properly. If you notice that your gas pedal has become stuck or if your vehicle won't stop accelerating, shift your vehicle into neutral to disengage the transmission. Your engine will still be running, but it will not deliver power to make you go faster. Safely slow down by applying the brakes. Great job! Here are some of your next steps to getting your learner's permit or driver's license. Read and study the official driver handbook from your state DMV. Take more free practice tests at puedomanejar.com. Gather all your necessary forms and documents before you visit the DMV office. Before you know it, you'll be driving in your very own car all by yourself. puedomanejar.com. Free DMV practice tests and much more to help you pass your real exams. Visit us today.